So, okay, now we can start. Okay, my name is Benson Kamau, and I want to introduce my good friend. I think I'll call you now a friend because I've known you like for a couple of years. Like
About four to five.
Goodness, that's a long time.
Yes.
I mean, you've been cutting my hair, and I came to know you actually. Like we used to live in this apartment, this one's
Okay.
over here. That's why I came to know you, and the reason why, okay, even I forgot to introduce your name. It's Tory, right?
Tory.
Okay, and the reason why I for we're here today is try to figure try to see how like you're able to overcome, like you're able, how did you able like to be here where you are, like you're here today in terms of, I know like there is so many challenges that you face to put a business like this. So you have like so many challenges that you have overcome over the time. So that is the thing I want. We go through over it a little bit. And you say you told how long have you opened this business? Like when did you start it?
Okay, my name is Tory Terrell, and I own Headquarters Barbershop. My barbershop name is Terrific Cuts. Um, I have been owning Headquarters Barbershop now for 20 years. Um, I've been a professional barber for 26.
Wow.
Yeah, for 26 years.
And is this like the first place? Is this like the place you open your
Yes,
first time?
This is my first business that I opened up. I'm originally from Peoria, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
I moved to LA.
Yeah.
I stayed out there for a year. Then I moved to DC,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed out there for a year. Um, then my uncle was in the Air Force, and he asked me if I wanted to live in Texas. And so Texas, I moved down to Texas, and I actually started out in beauty school. I had did some research because when I was doing all this travel, I knew that I could always get a job, but I wasn't getting the amount of money I felt I was worth.
Okay.
So I wanted to have more control over how much money and how I was going to work. So I decided to get into the hair industry.
Okay.
I actually started off in beauty school.
So you went.
I actually started it to be a
For training.
cosmetologist. Yes,
What is that for?
it's like a beautician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but I accidentally got shot.
Ah,
Yeah, 22. Yeah. So I accidentally got shot, and
that's got some hard experience you went through.
yeah, it was a touch and go situation.
So did that change you? Like, did it like transform you in a positive way of
Yes.
Appreciating, or how it's like you
Yes,
see it?
I was like 22, and at 22, I realized, like I say, I started to get off into knowing I had to have a career. I didn't want to have no more jobs because I had, by the 22, I had my second son. So I was getting very serious about trying to be established to be able to be there for them.
So is it like? Is this like when you're growing up? Is it something like you like to cut hair, or just something you is like, oh, this is a golden opportunity to as a business? I think it's gonna maybe change.
Yeah, my mom always kind of pushed me to try to be a businessman. So I knew I wanted to work for myself and not necessarily work for somebody else.
Okay.
So doing the research and understanding how the hair industry works, we're subcontractors.
Yeah.
So, but we can really determine on how much we make by putting in the work. So that's the way I looked at it, and therefore I would be able to go anywhere in the United States and get a job and wouldn't have to worry about somebody hiring me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So when I got halfway finished with beauty school, that's when I got shot. So I went back to Peoria, Illinois, and had to recoup. It took me about 4 months, and then I went back down there. That's when I realized I lost my Pell money, because my Pell money was grant money that was going to be
the Pell grant, right?
Right.
Okay.
That was going to pay for my beauty school.
Okay.
So, but because I had been out for so long, I lost that.
Okay.
And it was 1,500 hours to do it. So I was halfway finished. So after I got back, I told my mom, that I wanted to finish where I started it at. So it was very important that I finished it in San Antonio.
Okay.
So I went back down there and
Mhm.
I found about a barber school that wasn't there when I left.
Okay.
So I went to the barber school and I started a whole nother 15 hours,
So
1,500 hours over.
so it's something like of course you got trained. Then did you like apply for license for you to?
Yeah, so you got to go to. I had to go to barber school. So
Mhm.
barber school, I had to finish 1,500 hours.
Okay.
Then I'll go take a test, the state board test,
Wow.
and then I'll become a licensed barber. And so yeah.
And when you got the license, is it license only for Indiana, or you have to get license if you go, let's say, to Oklahoma or another state? Is it like go training again, or you
No.
just apply for?
It just depends on what state that you're talking about.
Okay.
I have been in the game for so long now that I doubt if I have to go to school from any other place. But like if I had got my license in Texas, if I wanted to go to either New York or Los Angeles, I would have had to go back to school for a bit longer training because their state boards are different. But a lot of times you just have to call whatever state because each state has a different board. So you can, like when I moved to Indianapolis, they just transferred my license over.
So yeah, so that means
I didn't have to take no tests or anything. I just
so it goes with the state. If you go to the state of California, they might tell you, okay, state take the
they may have
then.
to tell me.
Oh, it goes, okay.
Yeah. From what I'm understanding, like I think in Vegas, you can transfer, but you have to take their tests. So I wouldn't have to go to school, but I would have to pass their tests.
Oh, their tests. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and I know, of course, it's a good business because you're still here after those many years. But how are you able to overcome challenges? And when I say challenges, let's say like a pandemic.
Let me tell you. Let's wind it back because again, because I know my man.
Yeah. Yes.
Now coming in from the States, you got to understand the role of the barber. The reason why the barber pole is red, white, and blue is because we were part of the dentistry. You went to the barbers to get your teeth taken out back in the day. So we were really part of the medical field.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So and then when you understand the barber also was a part of the barber shop was part of the community. So like when you're dealing with like the civil rights movements and all of that, besides church, a lot of meeting places was the barbershop.
Yeah.
So the barbershop has always been a community spot.
Oh yeah, and I've seen like in most states and most of these like the neighborhoods where like kids, parents, grandparents, it is like a place they meet and have fun, and I've seen it brings people together.
Yes. So, but you got to realize a lot of that has changed lately after 1964, because when you're looking at segregation, you know what I'm saying, all in the black community, or African American community, we were all together. Yeah. So it was more concentrated. So after desegregation, we were we're like kind of sprinkled all over the place.
All over the place.
Yes. So it's not as a lot of barbershops is not unified with the community neighborhood as it used to.
Oh yeah, because before the way it was designed,
correct. Everybody was in the same neighborhood. So now everybody's kind of spread out. But a real good barbershop is everybody knows.
I mean, for you, there's like like a majority of people who like in this town, right?
Yes.
Like and mostly like young people who come to get together.
Yes, I cut being here, I cut a lot of celebrities hair, a lot of more athletes. I have dealt with some politicians.
Okay, and what are the advantages of because that is up and downs you have gone through? For example, in terms of maybe when young people come, let's say young black men, like do you give them advice maybe? Because the thing is, for you to be able to like have a business like this one for those many years,
yes,
you're giving an example to meaning yeah, black men, this is possible. It's not that difficult if you are persistent and patient.
Right.
So, what are the advice you can give for the people? Maybe it's like I don't know what like after I finish my school, I don't know where to start. Like, were you confused? like like how did you even think?
Just it's
What advice?
as far as being established in the barber field, consistency is everything. You know what I'm saying?
And discipline.
So
Yeah.
with me, I was a pretty good barber coming out of barber school. I was pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I needed a lot more learning. So the way I got better was to be around barbers that was a lot better, that I would be standing next to them and like, why you're doing that, or show me that technique. You know, and I really believe that everybody needs to do this, because if you think about it, you could be a good doctor
Okay.
coming out of school,
Yes.
but you will only be better if you're around better doctors who teach you things. And then from the mind, then that's where you elevate.
Yeah.
And you create new things and new technique yourself. And then that will put you on a whole nother level. Same concept. Here in America, it's kind of hard to ask a young black boy to be a man, and he doesn't have a father. So he has to be around, a boy has to be around men to see how men operate and men think. So that's the whole
difficulties.
Yeah, that's to me is the key, is being around the right people. So I could have been in around a barber shop owner who was not professional. So I was blessed enough to be around people who looked at this as a profession and not just a hustle. So they used to talk to me. One of my hardest things when I first got into the barbering was I would leave if I was slow for 2 hours. If I didn't get a haircut for 2 hours, I'd go do something, then come back. But in those 2 hours, I may have missed 2 to 3 haircuts.
Okay.
And then when you make those 2 to 3 haircuts that you miss come back on a regular basis, that's how you get your consistency in your clientele.
And because you have a lot of like over the time, like you have learned from your mistakes, gain a lot of wisdom, like connected with the people, hired people. Like how are you able like to manage like that type of like because the thing is,
I think,
for example, I see over here there like maybe like a 5, maybe you can people who can work for you, something like that. So and like dealing with the people is difficult. Like at the same how are you able to what is your plan to pass the knowledge that you have, because I mean you have the skills.
Passing knowledge on. I believe in. There's no need to plant fertile seeds in unfertile ground.
Yeah.
So I pass the knowledge to the ones who wants it.
Oh, come and ask you for the advice.
Yeah, the ones who wants it, they'll get it. They'll be around me.
Okay.
I used to, as a younger person, when I was full of energy, I used to try like, no, you got to do it like this. You got to do it like this. The older I got, I realized there's more than one way to skin a cat. Okay. And there's different perspectives. So I kind of stopped trying to show people what I know, and then started allowing them to come to me to get the knowledge.
Okay, and it seems like you have, over the time I've seen like you have hired or people you work with, maybe close to whatever the seats are, 5, 6 of them. How are you able to manage the stress, and also because your personal life in terms of your family and yourself? How do you like to manage all this? Because I know there is challenges, and for example, pandemic came in. Of course, there is no way you can do like online haircut. You have to be physically.
Everything that you're saying still is based on what I said: consistency.
Okay.
And also staying true to who I am. You know what I'm saying? So like when I moved here in Indianapolis, I moved here to be closer to my sons that was in Peoria, and I was in Texas. So when I moved here, I didn't know nobody. I had never even been here before.
Indiana.
I had never been to Indianapolis, Indiana. I just said I'm going there because I needed to be closer to my son.
So because you like believe and faith.
Yes, I had the faith.
No matter what else it could happen.
And I had to be true to self. And so being true to self and understanding what I am, who I am, what I'm trying to accomplish, that kept me under, not swaying and being something I'm not. So
That's a great value to have as a person.
correct. So like,
Yeah.
there's barbers that come and go because they're younger and they
Okay.
want to do things a certain way.
Certain way. Okay.
Well, the people that comes to this barbershop is used to what I do on my as a professional barber. So I don't allow unprofessional things that really happen around me.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Because that will affect your reputation.
Correct.
Your business.
Correct.
Okay.
So as long as I stay true to that, the people that likes me will continue to come.
They will continue to come. And I think of those people, they gain the knowledge. In
Correct.
exchange of course, the business part, but mostly they gain
Right.
because one day maybe they can go open their own business, something like that. So what do you think? Um, what do you think? Like, are you happy to be where you are today? Do you think you have achieved? I mean, maybe not everything, but like, do you think you're almost close to what you're like in the future, like what you saw in the future?
That's a great question. I understand life, and so with that, I would never stop learning.
Oh,
It's the concept, It's like there is no plateau in life and no concept because life is always evolving.
Okay.
So if you're not evolving with life itself, then you will be left behind. You will become a dinosaur. So here I am still. I just went to and took a class in Atlanta on how to do facials and
that's kind of funny because somebody of your caliber is seen as like somebody with crazy experience. It's like, what the heck in the world are you going to do? More classes.
Again, the great ones. A wise man knows that he knows nothing. A fool thinks he knows everything. So if there's,
I've never. That's a very good saying.
And that's nothing. Life because there's nothing new up under the sun. It's just a new way of doing it. So if I'm getting older, there's new techniques, and I'm not learning these new techniques, then I'm getting dated. I'm getting old. I'm becoming the old person in the corner. But as long as I'm keeping evolving, so that I can talk to you. I can give you the haircut that you like, and make it look. You know what I'm saying? I can use the enhancements. I can do all those things. You're like, all right, his skill set is good. His professionalism is there. I'm going to return. Wow. It's the inconsistency of someone or a business that makes somebody turn off of that. So that's how I'm able to.
And I think you're more talking. The way I get it is more of a discipline.
Right. It is discipline, consistency.
Yeah, because
there's days I've been up in here and couldn't walk because my knees blew up
and you still can.
Yeah, most definitely. I work 7 days a week.
Like, I know over the pandemic, your business was a little bit affected, right?
Most definitely. The pandemic, what it showed me is like there's a certain type of barber, and I call them a vulture barber.
Oh,
when I say a vulture barber is, that's a barber that will come to work. He won't pass out none of his business cards. He won't really tell nobody where he works at. But he'll sit in a chair and just wait all day until somebody walks through the door, and then he wants to get that person.
They don't advertise or do the necessary things.
Correct. Not things that will help himself. Just he's just gonna let what comes through the door. He'll kill that. You see what I'm saying? So like when I first moved here, I'm passing out business cards. My wife told me one time, because she said we wasn't making enough money, she said, "Tory, you need to get a second job." I said, "No. 2 jobs are for 2 people. I'm a barber. I need to go pass out more business cards."
Like I don't know how many times I've come over here and you have still like giving me business cards, even if I still like you always give me. And I think the success you have done is like you have done it like to in social media, and of course for a long time you had the website.
Yes.
Which is saying it is still maybe getting.
No, it's up. It's up now.
Oh, it's up now?
Yeah. But again, like what you said, how many barbershops had this? This will be like my fourth website.
Oh my, your fourth website.
Yeah, like I have redid it 4 times.
Okay, so do you think pandemic? When we came out of pandemic, you're more stronger and more knowledgeable, and like in terms of the the way like you do business, or or like
The game is changing.
or the
The
game.
game is the game is really changing. The pandemic made
Okay.
the pandemic has some young barbers because the barber business is booming now. We having more. When I first started cutting hair professionally,
Yeah.
we were charging $8.
Yeah. Okay. And
$8.
and when I came here, I was paying 10. I was like, it started trying to.
Yeah. So now I charge 40 to 50.
But and why is it like because of
I
inflation?
do a lot more. I do more.
More of the service.
I do way more, and the cost of living has went up.
Oh, okay.
So if you think about how much gas went up
Mm-hmm.
versus 26 years ago versus how much it costs now, you know,
Yes.
how much is the cost of living. So my prices had to go up to accommodate that.
Okay.
But then I just did give you a haircut and charge you more from the same haircut that I charge you, because like when you first come, I didn't wash your hair, right? I just cut it.
Oh,
And
yes.
then I started washing hair.
Washing
And,
hair,
you know what I'm saying? So now I'm conditioning it. You're not just getting a haircut from me. You're getting a whole service.
Oh, okay.
You feel what I'm saying? So
And,
that's good business. That's not just, oh, they charge such and such, I'm charging this. No, my services went up, and so you're paying me for my services and my skill set.
Oh, okay. And I know this is a complicated question, but what type of haircuts like do people mostly get or like? And I know like one of the services like you said is washing the hair.
I dye hair like
dye the hair.
Yeah, I dye hair also. So like what you're saying is like, I'm not the dude that you just come sit in here and I cut the hair. I'm doing multiple service. So you're not paying me for just the haircut no more. You're paying for my skills, my knowledge, and my time.
I feel like this one you're more closer like opening like a salon.
Salon?
Slash barber shop at the same time, because I feel like
but that's
your skill set is
but that's a personal evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So to get back to your question, so what a lot of the barbers, younger barbers especially, are starting to identify that they can go into suites or cut at home.
Oh, I see.
Yes. So that's where it became harder on me, because I'm an older barber. I don't hang out at the club.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So guys like to be around like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
So with me being a little older, my barbershop is a little bit more settled. You know what I'm saying? We don't play, loud cursing music.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't allow those type of things really to go on.
What about we evolve on that area?
Say that again.
Evolve, like you said.
Yeah, it's called evolving. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Again, like I say, just learning how to be professional versus just let's treat a barber shop like a hangout. And I think that's what gives me my longevity, is being professional as much as possible.
I think one of the best things have happened like with most barbershop I've seen is, and for you it brings, no matter how things have changed over the time, it brings people together.
Correct.
No matter you are from this place, this country, wherever who you are, it brings that togetherness. No matter things have changed over the time.
Mm-hmm.
So and like another default question, it is like do people come here like to shadow you in terms of young whatever who want to?
Yes, I do. I have all that. I have all that around me all the time, and I embrace it. You know what I'm saying? I try to teach what I know, and you don't have to be a cookie cutter of me, but at least take the knowledge of the blueprint and duplicate it, and then expand on it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And then that way, there's a part of me that grows. Because like the way I tell my barbers, if they come and work with me, I want to give you everything I got.
Okay.
So you know what I'm saying? I want you to be the best part of me.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to have so much clientele that when you leave, you can support 2 other barbers because you got so much clientele.
Yeah, and what do you think people or the society can do to support this type of a business, what do you think? Even the government, our governments, and whatever the state and the local governments, what do you think? What how should they the support to make it more even for people who are young because you know
It goes back to it, like anything else in life. You can only take out of something of what you put into it.
oh yeah that's
So
true.
what you're saying
Hmm.
again, a young barber cannot take anything from this game
Okay.
unless they put the time and energy into learning it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's just like a college degree. Just because you get a college degree doesn't mean you get a job.
it is about
It
the
just
effort.
it makes you qualified to go get a job. But now
Yeah.
you gotta sell yourself to an employee, or you gotta have enough money to start your own business.
Yeah, and I think difference between the person who is coming out of the college, it is experience because you can be book smart, pass do the board and all the summer, but I think what they struggle is the experience that you have.
Correct.
You
And
know.
so that's why I'm telling you. I try to tell the barbers when you leave me, I don't really want you to go work for nobody else. I want you to be set enough where you can go and open your own.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
So like you have helped many people who have gone and set their own business from this place.
I had a couple of
Couple, okay,
barbers.
couple, and
A couple of barbers that went to Sweets. Another barber left, and he opened his own barber shop.
okay.
But he was with me for 10 years. And he
Wow,
did.
that's a long time. Maybe I'm not.
My man been with me for 19.
19 and he's still kicking.
Yes, that's my ace.
Wow, 19. That's like your homeboy,
Yeah, that's my brother.
Okay. I mean, and other things maybe. What do you what what problem do you see people you have like what are things like you never like happen to you, like for example you have seen is like like you wish they could be done differently in terms of the way everything people maybe come over here or like how engage with so
Me and you talked about this. So it goes back to being true to self,
okay.
being disciplined. Because a lot of times when a person fail at something or they want to quit,
Okay.
they're not getting what they feel they put in it out of it.
Okay.
So a lot of times in this barber, in this field, you can leave that door anytime.
Yes.
So you're not punching the clock.
Mm-hmm.
So it takes discipline not to leave when
Not
it's
to
slow.
leave, yeah.
Now, within that being said, I've seen great barbers who had bad. He could cut, but his personal skills wasn't great.
Oh,
He showed up late for appointments. He came to work late. You know what I'm saying? He did a lot of extra stuff,
the discipline matters.
and they didn't make a lot of money. They made decent money. Then I seen the dude who could cut decent, but was consistent on being at the shop and pleasant. I seen him make a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? So it's about you, and this is what I say. In anything that you do, you got to be able to put your own fingerprint on it.
Yeah, and I think that's why you have survived. I
Correct.
mean, because hurricanes and tornadoes have hit you so in the past, but you're still on the rock, like you have started strong.
And when you're saying that, like I literally, like my daughters went to private school.
Oh, that's kind of expensive.
Yeah,
I mean that is you pay that is kind of you pay a little bit there.
Yeah, yeah. So but so you can everything. I've been out the country.
But have you ever gone to other country like?
I've been to the Dominican Republic
to do haircuts and all that stuff.
No, I've been
Okay.
But like I say, I travel.
And like because of your like your experience, which has helped you to overcome the headwinds and all that stuff. One of the things, like I think if I can remember how long I've been here, like over after pandemic, I think you really change like a lot of things, like doing booking online.
Correct.
Because it's like I think before was fast come fast up.
Yes.
And I think of hair washing was not there before.
Right. Like I told you, it was just cut and that was it. But again, like I had to evolve.
Yeah, I think you really kind of turned everything, like allowed when pandemic.
I had to evolve, and again, it was survival. Because again, when you first met me, I think I had a crew.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember. I used
yeah,
to sit on that chair over
yeah.
there, like with.
So
I
so that's
remember.
what happened.
Mhm.
I didn't. I if I knew if I had took appointments,
Mhm.
majority of the people that came through that door would have been booking with me. So I didn't want that to happen. So I didn't take appointments. So that way, if I get 3 or 4 people, they'll go to somebody else. So that way, I kept everybody cutting in the barbershop.
Oh yeah, because
But
yeah.
then when I lost that main crew,
Mhm.
everything was on me.
Yeah,
So to
yeah.
make order in my day, that's when I started taking appointments. So that because like that first crew that left,
Mhm.
somebody came in for like Memorial Day,
Mhm.
and they said, "Tory, how many you have?" I said, "I had 9 people waiting on me."
Mhm.
There was 9 people waiting on me, and I couldn't deal with that type of stress all day.
That
Like
is that's
people
a lot.
just So I said I had to put some organization to it. So that's when I started going to appointments.
Yeah, because for me, you gotta push me a little bit before I was like, I just want to show up. I don't know who want to do online. You just barbershop. You just show up like that was kind of
Yeah, it'd be
the
too stressful.
tradition.
Yeah, it'd be too. That. But I have too many people to just. You know what I'm saying? Like today, because I made the transfer.
Mhm.
So like today, I was only supposed to have like 4 people.
4 people.
Correct. I end up having like 8.
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
and the thing is, barbershop is something people ignore in terms so many ways because, like, like you pay the rent, you pay the electricity, you
Mhm.
have a family, you have a house. How in the world you get all that money to pay for it? And I don't know if you have like a high in a like another hustle like you do.
No, I don't personally.
But
But that's what I try
money
to.
wise,
I
like
am I am
financial.
married,
Mhm.
so there's a 2 income.
Of course,
All
that.
right, but then again,
But
like I said,
also there is.
But again, like I said, if when I first imagine this, those $8 haircuts when I started,
Yeah.
I was making close to $1,000 a week off of $8 haircuts.
Oh, that is something. Yeah, we know like when I give you like $20 or $30 is like that is nothing. I forgot that is like other people. That is 1,000. Even people like who go to school don't even make that kind
Yeah,
of.
so
That
and
is
this so that right now this would be a great time to get in this field because it's more lucrative than it was when I got into it.
is it because now people there is more people coming to get barbershop or it's just like more services.
The industry
More
is now.
services are increased.
I just think that the industry in itself
Mm-hmm.
is starting to be taken more serious.
More serious.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you're looking at the pandemic, you got to like I told you, we was part of the medical whole scene.
Oh,
So
no,
the
no.
barbershop is also like
It has evolved itself.
the barbershop is also like part of like it. We set fashions.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying? Like the haircut, how the haircut, the flat top, you know what I'm saying? The twisties. We the ones who set those trends.
And it seems like, for example, like the haircut you do, and I've seen other places, they're so different, like techniques.
Right.
And
And
people,
so
they are like in love with it.
So that's what I think to me makes me different.
Okay.
Because I could cut the different styles. So it's not like I cut one type of haircut, one haircut style on multiple people.
Even,
I cut
even the people you have over here,
right.
It's the way you cut. You can see and feel that is
Different
like,
when I do it.
Yeah, that is. I don't
But
know.
I'm still humble enough that I used to work at another barbershop like a
no,
couple of months ago.
No, nobody can believe that.
No, I did. I wanted to learn how to cut white people hair better.
Because they
like
have
I
different.
get white people to come to the shop
Because
but I don't cut abundance of it. So I wanted to get better.
Mm-hmm.
So I went and worked at a white barbershop.
Okay, because their hair, haircut is different. I mean, I don't know how to say.
The hair textures and
is
hair texture is different, and there's different techniques.
Techniques.
So
okay.
I had to learn these new techniques because when I went to barber school, it wasn't taught to me. So I was like, the only way I'm gonna get better at it is to be in that environment. So like I'm saying, very seldomly do you find somebody at this stage of the game trying to really push to be better.
And
it's just I am who I am, and I accept that. No, that's not me.
Like, have people who have worked for you or with you, is it like people from everywhere or is more majority?
Like, yeah, I've had white barbers. I've
Wow.
had about 3 female barbers.
Oh, for real? Okay, that's a
Yeah, but like I told you,
because
it's just
yeah.
everything changed through COVID. So, man, I really prior I just really wanted a peace of mind, just to know who I am, where I'm at, versus taking on new people and their energy that walks through that door. So
Are you like mobile? Like, do you people, like you said, whoever come with the door, like, do you get maybe like people visit this place? Let's say like people who are like celebrities, and
celebrities,
yeah.
I make them come to me.
Oh, they okay.
I won't do that.
Okay.
The reason why, and it's not that, you know how busy I could be. So for me, I would have to pack what I need to pack up. That'll take me, 20 minutes. Go to where I need to go.
That'll be and
that'll go take another 20 to half an hour.
That is costly.
Set back up.
Wow.
Cut the head, which is gonna take me about half an hour, 45 minutes. Break it back down, then come back to the barbershop.
Oh yeah.
Now I don't have my proper lighting. I don't have my chair. I don't have my mirror. All of the things I'm comfortable with. You feel what I'm saying? Now,
yeah.
I don't talk bad or look upon any barber who does that, because that's what they do. But with me, I would be losing out on money if I had to make that trip. So at that point,
and I think,
the person that I'm going to go see, I would make them pay me for the people that I would miss. So I'm not going to charge you no $100 to do a horse call. I'm gonna have to charge you about $3.
Or 3. And also, I think the mostly what you're gonna lose is where people could come and be together, and because I've seen even in let's say politicians or anything like that, I think for them even to campaign they use this as a center, because you know how people you can connect, like this phone,
right?
You can do quickly and people is like go vote or do something like that.
And that's why I hate the studio, the concept of the studio, the barber that's working by himself, because now that person you don't get no walk-ins.
Oh yeah, you don't, yeah.
And then for 2, especially for a young barber who's just now starting, I strongly suggest you don't do it, because you're not getting the walk-ins, and you're not around somebody like me or Blue who've been cutting for years, and so that you can see and pick up small techniques and get your haircuts better.
Wow, yeah, that's I think that's a good advice to them.
You see what I'm saying? Because you can actually see it, and you're around it. So I really wouldn't want to do that. I like what you also saying, who I am.
Yeah.
I like to be part of the community.
And so do you have different except like work, like cutting the hair or being a barbershop? Do you have other hobbies? I mean, of course, like you go out, like you say, in the community. I mean, that means you have like go maybe do some bowling and
no.
Go dancing.
No. My joy growing up was my kids. So I trained my girls in basketball and weightlifting.
So what do you do on a Saturday night or Friday night?
Rest. I eat. I like going to nice restaurants. I like going to real nice restaurants.
That's a good hobby. I mean, like, how do you like commit, like with your homeboys, like him and you go out like?
I don't.
You don't. That's a very honest answer.
I don't. I'll be honest. And like I told you, like when my kids,
I think
like
they're all
both
grown
my
up,
daughters,
right? They're all grown up now, and
but like both my girls, they played varsity as freshmen in high school. And then the oldest one actually could have went to she could have played overseas, and probably she played against some girls that played in the WNBA.
So you have like three kids?
I got 4, 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay.
And so like my oldest son lived with me till he was 18.
Okay.
All right. So with him, we played chess.
Oh,
so
chess.
if I wasn't training him or training the girls, me and him was playing chess.
Okay.
So I'm always was doing something with my kids.
Yeah, that's good because I think that is the best way to spread. And he always visits you, to come and
Right. Yeah.
do like barbecue or go out, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I know we can we can talk a lot of things because I think maybe I'll choose next time when you come.
So let me say this.
Mhm.
The reason why I got my pictures up there is because I like history, and I
That,
think
that's the thing. I'm whether it's like I don't know. It's like I'm taking your time. It's like I need this season. It's like should I come for another day for these beautiful pictures? I don't know if like maybe I can show these are. Let me just show show them a little bit. Yeah. So these are like picture photos for these great people. I don't know if anyone knows anybody. And all of them they're like in are black and white. So they are like they have a good history. Yeah, oh here there's a lot. And yeah, and this is you over here. Okay, all right there. And I think we have a couple of here. And I think yeah. All right. And I think these are type of the hairs. Yeah, these are okay the type of the hairs and all these okay, cool. All right. Yeah. So
see.
okay.
So this is where understanding history made me understand knowledge of self.
Okay.
And when I say knowledge of self, is who I am, where I come from, and who I'm a part of, and knowing that history. So, like, we choose somebody like you know, where you say what part of Africa?
I'm from Kenya.
Okay, Kenya.
Yeah.
So, when you look at me and they say African American,
Yeah.
I call you my brother because we melanated. So that makes
Yeah.
us one.
Yes, that's true.
That makes us one.
I do agree.
So just because they say I'm from America and you from Kenya, that'll make us different. You know what I'm saying? You just grew up over there. I grew up over here.
I mean, it's like somebody is from Oklahoma and from Indiana. It doesn't mean we are one people.
Correct.
At the end of the day.
Once I understood that
Yeah.
concept, is not to separate my brother, not to separate from myself from my brothers just because of a nationality, so called. Because like when you're looking at African American, where is that land at? It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once I started to understand that and realize that no matter, and I picked up on that moving from California, being from Peoria, where everything is pretty much black and white, then to go to California and being multicultural shock.
Oh, it's like more like diverse.
Because like here in the Midwest, because it's cold, we go to in high school we go to lunch in periods, like first period, second period, third period.
Yes.
In California, everybody go to lunch at the same time.
Oh, like there's a lot of people the same.
Yeah, everybody goes to lunch at the same time, and people kind of click to who they are and where they come from. Wow. So that was the first time that I could actually stand back, look at three groups over there, and the three groups would be Korean, Chinese, and Japanese.
Wow.
But when you sit back and look at them, you can say, okay, I can see the difference. The features. Yeah. You can really see it.
Because you'll see everyone.
Right. And then you can sit over here and see this is a Mexican, but this over here is a Puerto Rican.
Okay.
And you can start to see the difference. That was like kind of all to me. Then when I went to D.C., I started getting knowledge of self. And that's when I ran into like the Jamaicans.
This is the diverse too, because it's
and it's diverse, right? So I started to understand. So by me being so young, impressionable, I started to accept things that was different from me. And then when I can accept those things for what they were, I can appreciate what they are. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But if you don't understand something, most likely you're going to destroy it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't know it, you don't know how to appreciate it, so you have no value for it. But at least if I understand it, I could give it value.
Oh, so for you, because of being open to people, like diversity, I think that really has really transformed you in a different way that you even like yourself, like you never thought you could be, right?
Say that again.
Like for you being, like I'm meeting people of different.
Yes. Because I'm different than them. So I'm no better. I don't think I'm no better, no less. We just people.
Yes, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? And then once I can understand the culture, so there's nothing I don't like. I love all types of multicultural food.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah. You know, I'll try anything because it's a delicacy to somebody. So let me try it. And then when you do that, and people can see that you accept them for who they are and appreciate their culture, they can accept you a little bit better.
Yeah, because like one thing is like all these photos that you have is black and white first, and I've read a little bit about it, not a lot. I know you have told me like to read about it a lot, but I always get lost. And this history, I've never had it.
And understand
like
this.
We go to school and you learn history after class. Every year or every semester, you are taking a history class, but nowhere in the world you get this information.
Because there's that's funny. I have to tell my baby girl, she's a junior in college, but when she was in like middle school and I educated her on a lot, I told her she cannot go to school and say what I told her. She has to they're going to give her some information. Mm-hmm. She remembers that information and she gives them back that information. Oh. But she cannot use the information I gave her.
My dad said,
no, you don't do that because it's a curriculum. Yeah. And you must pass their curriculum. Oh, okay. You see what I'm saying? And once you understand that, like where you come from, I understand a lot of times brothers from Africa feels like we're lazy. Per se,
that is
and
disconnect.
But you got to realize when I explained it to you before. Yeah. For one, we have a system that undereducate a lot of us. You feel what I'm saying? So like y'all have y'all have a fair and just academic program. Yeah. So it's not like one school over here in your state, in your city where you grew up. Mm-hmm. Did one high school over here have a different curriculum than the one over there?
No, actually, one is controlled by like government. Like it is.
That's
the same,
my point.
So
same everybody's
books,
even.
The same books, the same.
Here
whatever.
It's not the same.
Oh,
it's not the same. Totally not the same. Different kids in different places get taught different things, but they'll say it's a standardized test at the end. But so like with my daughter, my oldest daughter, she tried to get into a private school. Uh-huh. Now she aced one of the standardized tests. The math, I think it was the math part. So to get into this private high school, she had to get a 55 percentile. She can only get 35%. So I had to get her the book to study for the test. Okay. Now this kid is smart. She didn't need nothing but A's and B's. That's all she got was A's and B's. Mm-hmm. This is the one I'm telling you that has a master's in biology and biology technology right now with no debt.
Wow. Ooh.
No debt. All right. That's the one I'm talking about.
That's like a big thing.
Right. Yeah. Now, with that being said, when I got her the book, she said, "Dad, I haven't had that. I haven't had that." She wasn't even introduced to it. Oh man. You see what I'm saying? So if you don't know what I'm going through here, but you see the results of what we go through, but don't understand how we got there, now you can have more sympathy to what we go through. No difference than when I started leaving outside of the country and started seeing news and started to realize. I started to realize the political scene is not in the same way as it is in America. The person who has the most guns sometimes in different places runs that country. It ain't even about being fair. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and I've seen that terms of in terms of education is totally so different with the state.
Hmm.
And now, like right now, you have been seeing the news. Things have changed over time. The state, this state says whatever they're gonna, education can be like this in this state or this district or whatever. I think that is affecting generally, like people,
Yes,
students,
yes.
young people who are. So, and I think it's like, people grow is like, and I feel like an African and like we have disconnect,
Hmm.
and I think you know I th- and I think that is why we should find a way to come together, because at the end of the day we want to succeed,
We
and
need it. We need it. We don't. One can't fail. One cannot succeed without the other.
yeah,
It's like, how do you succeed without your family?
you cannot
You know what I'm
you
saying? You
cannot,
need
yeah,
your family and your friends. It's a community. So if the family is divided and the friends is divided, that unit is not a good unit. And so once we have more compassion
compassion to each other, yeah.
and understanding for each other. So when you ask me, I was more than willing to do what you're asking me because I know for your audience
Hmm.
who sometimes don't even have a long depth conversation
Yeah.
with a so-called African American,
Yes.
then how can you understand us?
Yeah, and for me that is like try like to reach people, a lot of people, like with you, like with the experience, African Americans, because I feel like if people can learn and sit down and understand where you came from and how where you have been through, I think will not maybe like let's say judge,
Correct.
quickly, so, and I feel because the thing is how, what you have done is not easy. Like for those so many years,
Yeah.
and because sometimes it's like, sometimes it seems like no, there is no way you could have done. It's like my mind. I know you're
And
telling me
part
so.
like what you're saying, to me, as I try to get people to understand, you got to realize like I opened a whole barbershop in a city that I had never been to in 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So I don't
Wow,
have a I didn't have. I had one cousin. He moved away, so that's the only person that I knew here. And other than that, I didn't know nobody else. I did not know not one person. I just got
that
here.
that is not is like opening somewhere you have never been,
That's
and
the
even a father because
that was the confidence that
because you're born from tech,
that was the
like
confidence that my mother instilled in me. And
because
my
you're
mother, yeah, my mother was like always made me feel like I was special. She always told me I was a king. So whatever my shortcomings is, those are my shortcomings. I know what those shortcomings are. So what I'll
yeah.
do is I'll go even harder on one of my to cover up where I'm lacking at.
Because you're from Texas, right? That is where you're born.
No, I'm from Peoria, Illinois.
Ah,
Yeah, so
okay,
I'm from the Midwest. Like I said, I just wanted to get back
okay.
to my sons that was in the Midwest, but I didn't want to move back because
Because
be,
it,
because
because
in my city it's a
okay.
smaller city and there was not that many
Yeah,
opportunities. So I wanted to go to a bigger city. A
Chicago,
bigger city,
Chicago
too
is a big,
dangerous.
too dangerous. Yeah,
So Chicago
it's
too
like
dangerous.
Chicago is big, it's bigger than
Yeah, I
Indianapolis.
didn't.
So
Yeah,
many.
Chicago was too dangerous,
Yeah,
and St. Louis was too dangerous. Indianapolis was like more laid back, and still I could afford it.
and you said you went to Houston for your education.
San Antonio,
Oh,
San
San
Antonio.
Antonio.
Now I tell you
And
to help you understand. Uh, so when I was finishing barber school,
mm-hmm.
I was lacking money to pay for it.
That's it. Yeah, that is
So
always Chinese students. Yeah.
this is a true story. So Mr. Williams, who owned the barber school, and I told him what I was going through. He said, "All right, Tory, go to this, call this number, go to these people,